Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the updated best ways to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online. So that's right, it's a new year, and as we jump into 2017, a lot of you guys are still interested in making money in the game because as far as we can tell, Grand Theft Auto Online updates are still going to be happening, new content is going to be released into the game, and before I start talking about all of these methods in Grand Theft Auto Online, one way in which you can possibly get yourself some extra cash. Follow myself every time new GTA content is added into the game. I do shark card giveaways. Just the other day, I gave away $3.5 million. If something releases upcoming on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be doing something similar to that. So follow me on Twitter or just stay in touch on here. I do a bunch of shark card giveaways to try and help you guys out. But anyways, we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time and let's jump straight into it. So a couple things with this list. Number one, it's not in any particular order of best to worst or most money to least money. It's just things that I had written down. In fact, this is going to be a 10 best ways to make money. Number two, I tried to include a good mix of things that you can do as soon as you load up into the game and things that you can do after you've gotten a little bit of money and gotten your businesses up and running and off the ground. And number three, all of these are legitimate ways to make money. We're not going to be covering any money glitches or duplication or anything like that. These are legit ways in which to make cash in Grand Theft Auto Online. But anyways, let's jump straight into this. At the number one spot, you guys probably guessed it, the new import and exporting business. So I really like this, and I actually think this is one of the best solo ways to make money. You source a car, you sell it, instant cash right there. As long as you can avoid getting damage onto the vehicle and as long as you can get it there without it being destroyed or stolen, it's a pretty easy way to make money. And if you use some of the tips and tricks that I've touched on in previous videos where you're only sourcing top range cars, or you even just do tricks where you switch lobbies if you don't get the car you want, you can seriously make a ton of money here. And if you only do one car at a time, the cooldown timer isn't bad, which means you can really net around $200,000 to $300,000 an hour doing the new import and export vehicle sourcing and selling. So that's why it's on this list, because it is super easy to make money here. And it's something you can do solo as well, which I know a lot of you guys might appreciate. Number two, that is going to be the biker MC businesses. Now, I recommend that you only really have one or two of these. I would probably stick with weed farm, methamphetamines, and cocaine. Those are definitely the best three businesses. And what's great about the biker or MC stuff is it's kind of passive. Like, as long as you just check in on it every couple of hours, it's going to do most of the work itself, where the NPCs just produce it and grow it or make it, whatever the case is, and then you just kind of swoop in and sell the product. So this is great if you want a more passive, hands-off way to make a bunch of money in online. Basically, when your product's full, you just sell. When it's not, you work on filling it back up, and then you just wait. It's a pretty simple rinse and repeat, and then make a lot of money process. So that's why that's on the list as well at the number two spot, the biker stuff. At the number three spot, CEO stuff. So crates was kind of the original method for making money when the finance and felony stuff was added. And even though the crates, in my opinion, are a little bit tedious, if you can get special items and if you can get a full warehouse, which is like, I think it's $2.2 million, that's a lot of money. So the crates are something that I recommend you do in between some of the other stuff like bikers and the import and export businesses, and even some of the other things we'll touch on in a little bit. But yeah, doing the CEO crates still, in my opinion, is worth it, even though it's probably the most hands-on because you have to go out and get the product, bring it back, sell it, etc. So I recommend that if you have a bunch of friends on that are willing to help, and if you're interested in hopefully getting lucky and getting a special item or something along those lines too. At the number four spot, Heist. So heists in general are a pretty great way to make money. It doesn't require a large setup. All you need is a high-end apartment, and the cheapest one of those, I believe, is like $200,000, which is actually not bad at all. So if you can afford that, you can really afford to get yourself going. Now, the heists in general are great and will make you a lot of money, especially the finales. But if you do like the Pacific Standard glitch, where you can actually like make yourself a lot of money, it's a hard process to explain, and the purpose of this video is not to tell you guys how it's done. But if you do like the Pacific Standard heist glitch, you can make away with a lot of money here. We're talking a couple $100,000 every time you do it. So even though heists are coming on nearly 2 years old, which is really hard to think about, and obviously we haven't had any new ones added into the game, so they're not really fresh or interesting, you can still make a lot of money. And if you do them with a couple friends, you should be able to do them pretty efficiently. The only problem with the heist missions is indeed if one person lags out, or if someone isn't like a random or something like that, you will have some difficulty. And on top of that, heists have a lot of bonuses as well, like the criminal mastermind, doing them in order for the first time, ways in which you can make like millions of dollars. So do not underestimate heists, and hopefully sometime soon, Rockstar does another one of those 2 times money NRP heist sprees or weeks. That would be amazing, because I remember when they did that, people were making serious cash, which that would be so cool. All right, at the number 5 spot, we can't forget about the original Finance and Felony DLC, and that was Executives and Other Criminals. And while it didn't introduce crates or bikers or anything like that, what it did introduce are the VIP works and the VIP challenges. Now, there's a couple of them in particular that I really like. Sightseer is pretty great, and even some of the new ones that were added with import or export are very fun too. So do not underestimate these VIP works and challenges. What I recommend you guys do is that in between your biker or import and export or CEO selling or sourcing, do the VIP works and jobs, because like some of the other things we've been talking about, they can be done in between your kind of big 3 or 4, that being your heist, import and export stuff, biker businesses, and they're actually a lot of fun. As you guys can kind of see here, we're just doing a point-to-point race from the airport to a random location. We do these a lot on my live streams, and the winner gets a nice chunk of money, and you guys can switch winners each time, or you could actually like race competitively. But either way, there's a lot of VIP challenges and works that you can do, some from Executives and Other Criminals, some from import or export. Do not forget about these. Do them in between your big 3 or 4, and that's a great way to earn extra and additional cash. Now, let's move on to the number 7 spot, and speaking of extra and additional cash, that would be daily objectives. Do not forget about your daily objectives. They are so easy to do, and not only do you earn money by doing them, the money you get kind of builds on top of each other the more consistently you do them. So for just starting off, the daily objectives are incredibly easy. It's like steal a car or upgrade a vehicle. The most difficult thing you're probably going to get is like do a specific kind of race or do some sort of crazy challenge that takes you out of free mode. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't take you that much longer than 4 to 5 minutes, maybe even 10 or 15 at the most, to do all of the daily objectives. They are so easy to do, and they're pretty much mindless. And if you can do them every day, like I said, you're going to be building your cash earnings on top of each other. I think there's a bonus for doing it for the first week, then the first month. Then I think it's like the next 6 months after that, which is like a crazy big reward of like an extra $500,000 or $1 million. So bottom line, do not ignore the daily objectives. They are so easy and can earn you an absolute ton of money while you're waiting or in between other big jobs or money-making assignments. All right, at the number 7 spot, the San Andreas Flight School update. So I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but this actually released in 2014. And when the San Andreas Flight School update came out, it introduced the San Andreas Flight School missions into the game. And I'm pretty sure it's about 12 or 13 different missions that you can do. All of them are, for the most part, pretty simple. And if you're just an average pilot like myself, you should be able to get gold in all the missions. And they reward, in total, about $250,000 to $300,000, which is actually a lot. Now, this might only apply if you've never done them, so hopefully a lot of you guys haven't, like I actually didn't, and I'm imagining it's actually going to be a good bit of people, because this update nearly came out over 2 years ago, which is a long time. I mean, we've had a lot of updates before that, so there's probably a good chunk of people that haven't played this and can take advantage of these missions and earn yourself $250,000, $300,000 in about 45 minutes time, which that is a lot. It's super easy, and they're actually quite fun, so I definitely recommend the San Andreas Flight School. At the number 8 spot, randomly pre-generated, pre-upgraded NPC vehicles. So this video is not going to be a guide on where you can find already upgraded NPC cars. I'll try to leave a link to a really helpful article in the description down below that tells you where they spawn, what time they spawn, how much they're worth, but just grab random NPC cars that are already upgraded. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a yellow Sentinel XS that I actually find. And what you can do is you can just keep collecting these NPC cars over and over and over again. You could even have a dedicated garage to them, so when it does come time to sell, you can sell them. And even if you only do it once or twice a day, that's still anywhere from $30,000 to $45,000 that you might not have had. If you do that every single day, every single week for a month, you know, that's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, maybe even upwards of $400,000 or $500,000 that you wouldn't have had if you ignored these NPC vehicles. So bottom line, do not ignore the randomly upgraded, randomly pre-generated NPC cars. They're actually quite valuable, very easy to obtain, and selling them costs you nothing, which equals a lot of profit for you. At the number 9 spot, contact missions. So this kind of applies to the same thing as Heist. I know we haven't gotten a lot of new ones of these in the game, and they're kind of boring if you've done them a lot. And what I'm hoping for here is that maybe sometime soon Rockstar does another 2 times money NRP contact mission week, very similarly to how they did last year and again with Heist. So if they do that, contact missions are going to be your absolute best friend here. And like I said, this video isn't going to show you guys which ones are the best. You guys probably know that by now. The ones from Martin Madrazo and Trevor and Ron, they're obviously going to be the better ones, where the lower end ones, Simeon, Gerald, they're not going to net you as much money. But do the contact missions. They're a lot of fun. And I would definitely save these for a time when 2 times money and RP are added into the game. That way you can just make an absolute ton of cash. And finally, last but not least today, at the number 10 spot, selling and downgrading. So I know this might not make sense, and that actually doesn't sound like you're going to be making a lot of money, but if you've got a lot of vehicles like myself, maybe try and downsize some of the ones you don't drive. I'm sure tons of people have, you know, supercars they never drive anymore, or maybe lowriders that they don't take out anymore. Sell them. You can get like $400,000, $500,000, even upwards of $1 million for vehicles that you might not even use anymore. So sell those old vehicles. Get rid of them. If they're sitting in your garage collecting dust and you don't have a purpose for them, get rid of them. And also, with regards to apartments and CEO offices, downgrade if you have the option. If you're ever in a pinch and need money, if you downgrade, Rockstar will give you the difference in cash. So let's say you go from a $3 million office to a $1 million office, they're going to give you $2 million because obviously you're downgrading, and that new office only costs you $1 million. So downgrade and sell. It's a great way in an emergency to make money for a DLC, or maybe some new content that might be surprised and pops up here in Grand Theft Auto Online. Really, that's all the information that I have to share with you guys in this video today. 10 of the most updated, best ways to make money here in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know of any other great ways to make money. I'm sure everyone would love to hear that, so let us know in the comment section down below. If you guys did go and enjoy the video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.